Hey guys, welcome to Raj Makes Money. How are all my money makers doing today? Hopefully you guys are making some money because I unfortunately have not made any money this week. What a bloodbath this week's been. But you know what? There's always tomorrow and next week and the rest of the year and the rest of our lives to make money. But unfortunately we haven't had a good run these last 2 weeks. But things always can turn around very quickly. I'll show you guys what I'm doing. I made some changes, got out of some stocks over the last couple of days, got into some stocks a little bit heavier, playing some call options, and I'm going to tell you guys what I'm doing. So without further delay, let's take a look. So CCIV is obviously our biggest play. Unfortunately, down another $389,000 today. So we're in the negative for the year by a couple $100,000 now. But I think it can come back pretty quickly. Got rid of AMC. When I got rid of AMC, I thought I did good. It was tanking. Everybody's saying it's like I said with these meme stocks, I think they have zero value. It's a matter of everyone playing them. And when they don't play them, they tank fast. Of course, I got out of AMC. Yesterday it was down even more. And then today it's rallied back strong, and it's really up after hours strong. So who knows? But I'm not going to worry about that one right now. IDEX, this one's also come way down from where it's at. I've had this one a long time. We've hedged it a few times. I'd love for it to come back a little bit. I probably won't ride this one out for another month. I'll probably just liquidate it and get back to doing some stuff that I used to do and try and maybe even play some Apple and some different stuff again. But we'll have to take a look at those. Clover, another one. This has just been another total crap stock with the meme players. Was hoping for a bounce on this one. Haven't seen it. Luckily enough, we've hedged it a few times. But this thing just keeps dropping, and it's very interesting because when you look at the chart, even on the chart, it should have some support around $7, $8, and it doesn't, seem to even have that. But this is also one that, if it does get into play or, they, start the short rumors and all that again, it could definitely pop up to 15, $20 in no time and be right back to where it's been. So that one, Jaguar Health, another one, we've hedged it, at least we've hedged it, not much there. 30, 40 cents, we had those 40,000 shares we made some money on, but this is another one, it's gone nowhere. Obviously, today up 7 cents, and IDX up 9, but this is one where out of nowhere tomorrow, it could pop 50 cents and, I don't know, it seems to have a lot of support at the $1.25 level, so it's near its lows. The value of the position is pretty low, so I'll probably let this one sit for right now. It's not really affecting me. Of course, AMC, we got out around 35. It's up a little bit. Today it came back strong, and after hours was up really strong. I had no idea why. But the big play is CCIV. The hedges have done well. We've lowered a lot of the hedges and moved out of a lot of these. So, thank God I hedged it. I would have been out like another $600,000 this week. I wish I would have hedged it lower and done some stuff. I started buying up these going all the way out to September. This thing's going to hit. I have a lot of faith in it. The vote's next Thursday. I'm not sure on the vote if that's when then this name change happens or how long after the vote does the deal take place. But I was expecting to see some more momentum like we started seeing last week or the week before, to figure out what's going on with it. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense why the sudden drop after it started rallying. And it was staying pretty strong around the $25, $26 range finally. So I don't know if it's just market, and even like today it started up, it was up for a while and just keeps crapping out. So I'll keep averaging down these 25s. I like them a lot. It gives me a lot more profitability to hedge because I can, hedge stuff around the 25 mark. It was a lot tougher at 30, trying to write stuff, at the $28, $25 prices because then it ties up so much capital in my account. So this is going to be our big play here. I like to have 10,000 of these $25 calls. This thing pops 2-3 points. We're going to make $4 or $5 million on it. So could be big, but that's what I'm basically doing there. And big shout out to all my YouTube sponsors and Patreon members, and of course all my trades. Even when we're on the road or we don't have a show, I keep posting them for you guys. Markets overall today, the Dow was up, Nasdaq down. Nasdaq's had a losing week. Some of the stuff started pulling back. Bitcoin keeps on coming down. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin hit 25,000 pretty soon. Probably 25, 28. I think once it cracks this 30,000, it could be dangerous. Our Bitcoin Coinbase account is down to $61,000. So Actually, yeah, $61,000 on that. But like I said, the big one, CCIV, after hours up a few points. It was weird today because it started off today. It actually, I was like, oh, you know what? It started off above 24. I was like, you know, maybe it's going to finally come back. And it doesn't make any sense. Even Tesla was up, and then Tesla came and, you know, went negative and stuff towards the end of the day. But it was up pretty strong for a while today. So not sure if it was an automaker thing, because it was interesting. IDX was up today and stuff. But hard to say on that one and stuff. Now, AMC, like I said, of course, we're out of it now. After hours is up. You know, they're back on all the message boards saying $50 by Friday, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, but like I said, some of these meme stocks are very, very tough to play. Clover, like I was telling you guys, if you look at Clover and you look at the chart, you know, like the 6-month chart, I mean, this is where it should have the support at this, you know, $7, $8, right where it's at. So this little spike here was nice, and, you know, it's bounced in here. So hopefully we'll see another spike. You know, did it in January where it gets going again. So I don't know. I'll either dump this one, or, you know, I may just sell like the $9 or $10 call against it just to get rid of it and get some money out of it. If it goes any lower, stays here, make that money for the week. If it goes up, we'll definitely do something. A lot of people have been watching that LCLP yesterday. It was up like 2,000%. Was up today. Got as high as like 5 cents. What did it go up to? Yeah, 5.6 cents. Was up another 1,000. Just insane. This one, and then of course, you know, ends the day down 33%. But yeah, I don't know why this one's moving. I remember when Kenny and the research team were playing it, which we still had some. God, I mean, if you could ever find a stock to move to, just imagine a 2,000% in a day stock. You know, like with this morning's, I mean, if you had $10,000 and it moves 2,000%, I mean, it's just insane. Just crazy. So, also a lot of people keep saying that GME's gonna, you know, GameStop's gonna come back. It's up a little after hours, like I said, with AMC, and I think they're trying to rally it. You know, maybe some call options, or, you know, they're playing for tomorrow. But you know, these stocks, I think people realize they don't have the valuations. They're dropping. The other thing is, it's gonna be hard for these companies. You know, these companies have sold the stock to raise more capital. They have their capital, but, you know, the people who bought all these shares at, you know, $250, $300. Think about all the AMC people who, you know, did the second round when they sold at $55 and raised, you know, more capital, and, you know, they're sitting at $35. Or, you know, it's they're not very happy and stuff. But like I said, I think that the long term, these stocks are going to get battered down. They don't have the value, and there's no, and the thing is with the meme players, they don't stay in these stocks. They don't have the holding. They don't have the patience to wait them out, and they do panic sell, and they just and they're also just playing too many of them. It worked with GameStop originally. It's worked with a few of them like AMC short term, but it doesn't work where they keep trying to pick 4 or 5 new stocks a week, and then they forget about all these, and then all of a sudden somebody's like, come back and we'll retest this one or run this one up again. Overall, that just it's too many. It's just too many. If they pick GameStop, you know, like GameStop would be $1,000 a share right now if that was the only stock they played. But it isn't the only stock they played. They just played way too many of them and stuff. So it'll be interesting what happens with them all. But let's take some questions from you guys. What do you guys got today? Ren Slot says it's been a rough 2 weeks. I am diversified. Market makers are in control of this market completely. Playing options doesn't work for more than 2 days. It's crazy the you know, how to play this stuff. So definitely keep looking at them and stuff. Brent says, Raja, have you looked into Best Buy calls? No, I have not. I've watched Best Buy, but I think Best Buy will have a good earnings just because of all the stimulus money. All these companies are going to have blowout earnings. Like, there's no question in my mind. Apple's going to have a blowout earning. They're all going to have blowout. Louis Vuitton and all you know, all these stores. It's crazy, but I will tell you this: the economy is slowing down now. The stimulus money hit and it's been spent. You know, or a lot of it's been spent, and with inflation and all this stuff, it's going to take a while. You have to remember, this is the biggest jolt of money ever put into the economy, but it's in the economy now, and there's not like there's another jolt of money that's coming. Yeah, we may have a $2 trillion infrastructure program, or, you know, and stuff like that, but there's a problem. There's no workers to do these jobs, you know, or enough workers to really do them. And those are programs that, you know, it takes, you know, to spend $2 trillion on highways and trains and rail, you know, all the stuff they're going to do. You're talking about over 10 years. That, you know, $2 trillion in stimulus money that they give out to the American people, that was instant. Like, here's your money this week. Not over the next 10 years. So it's going to definitely be a lot different and stuff. Brent says, almost seems like when SPCE bottoms, the memes might return to their glory. You're talking about SPC is that Virgin or whatever? Yeah, Virgin. The memes. I don't know. I mean, I think it's the same thing with this one. It's like I was trying to, or maybe I was not on the show, but I was talking to some people about it because on Sunday after the test flight, this is what people don't understand. They've spent billions and billions of dollars. Okay, yes, people are going to pay $250,000 to be on that plane or the rocket ship. But if you only have 4 passengers at $250,000, and let's say you fly one rocket ship a week, that's only $1 million a week, $50 million for the year. And that's saying that next year they're flying that much. They don't even know when they'll start having their first flights and how many a week will they do. Yes, in 3 years from now, could there be 3 flights a day? Could it be 1 flight a day? Of course. But it costs, hundreds of millions of dollars to build these rocket ships, and they have billions and billions of dollars invested. They're not going to make, they're still going to be losing money for a long time to come. The other thing is they've also already collected $200 million in advanced bookings, which is terrific. It shows there's a lot of interest, but that money is already on the books, so it's not like, they're selling these new tickets. The other thing is once they start having more flights, or there's more rocket ships going off in competition, people aren't going to pay $250,000 to go to space. Now it's going to be $50,000. And if you have or maybe it's $100,000. If you have this vehicle that only holds 4 people, the potential earnings on that flight is only, $50,000 is $200,000. It's not like there's upsells. It's not like would you like, beverage service. It's it's not like, it holds 6 people. It has 2 pilots and 4 passengers or 6. I think that's what it is. So it's a very limited capacity of how much it can really make. And I think that's going to be the big problem with this in the future. So, what do we got here? The real high roller, Raja. I would tell the CEO of the Cosmo, tell him what. So, for a recount on the Black Widow, slots are high risk. So a lot of people don't realize those slots. So slots have different denominations, different percentages of hold, as well as based on those cabinets. So you never know if that cabinet was lopsided. You don't know. It's hard to say, but yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have bad luck. I mean, it's the same thing. I walked up to some other machines, in first spin or second spin on that quad, what's my name, Ultralink. I hit the Mega, for $10,000. So you just never know. So Senator Slash, did you see that Netflix is going to try to offer video games now? Do you think it could help or hurt the stock? It's definitely not going to hurt the stock. I did not see about that today, but I know Netflix has been coming back up. Netflix is going to do good. There's a lot of competition in the pay-per-view space, for content now, but Netflix definitely is a leader, and I think Netflix, is going to do good for a long time to come and stuff. So next Friday, $5 super chat. When do you think crypto will start pumping? I think crypto is going to be down for a while. I think crypto, I think crypto could hit, or Bitcoin could hit $25, $28. The problem is you have a lot of this stimulus money running out, and as a lot of these people have been getting burned by chasing all these things, they're going to start giving up, and they're going to go take their money and they're going to do other stuff. People aren't going to sit around forever waiting for something to happen. So Alton, crypto is dropping, but they call it the summer slowness, probably for all stocks, normal in the old days, but we think that online and day trading would sustain the market. So you definitely do, typically they would always have a summer slowdown because a lot of the, well, you gotta remember the whole markets are a totally different thing. So the summer slowdown used to happen because you had all these people, you have to, go back 5 years, 10 years, especially 20 years ago, all the traders, the people who would work the floor on the New York Stock Exchange, and there was all these people there, and Chicago Board of Option Exchange, this is when it was all a manual process. They would all, in the summer go to the Hamptons and vacation, and that's why it would slow down. Well, it's all electronic now. Everybody's on their phones. Everybody's doing it. You don't have to, you don't have to call, your broker. I mean, it was crazy back in the day. You'd have to call your broker, buy me 1,000 shares. He'd, well, what price is it at? Then he would have to call the trading desk. The trading desk would call the floor. Some guy is waving his hands to buy you your stock. It was a very manual process, and take 4 or 5 minutes. Buy 1,000 shares of stock could take 4 or 5 minutes for you to finally know what you even bought it at, and then you want to go sell it, and it takes another 4 or 5 minutes to even know if you made money or got out. And it was a whole different animal out there. And today, with everything being electronic, it's just honestly, I don't know why they don't have the stock market or have stocks. They have the pre-market now. They have the aftermarket. They might as well let stocks trade 24/7. except for the options, because the options is what really can move the markets. But it's all automated now. There's no reason to slow down, to shut down a stock. Honestly, it's not really making a difference closing the markets between, 6 and, 4 a.m. Might as well let them just operate. And I think that's why cryptocurrency has done so well, because you have cryptocurrency is basically a 24/7 online casino that you can just bet on. Cryptocurrency is, and like I've said for a long time, is the biggest problem it's going to have of ever going anywhere is the fact that it has no stabilization. Nobody can invest in something that just fluctuates this much. Something that's terrific. We're up, 200% this year. Now we're down 100% this year. 100% in a month. You just, as a business owner, you can't use it and bank on it and sit on it. Unless you're selling it constantly, and then what's the point of having it? You might as well just use regular money or something that people pay you with, and it stays the same. It's just an extra step of work to take it, So if somebody, and the thing is, it moves so quickly. By the time, even if you are hedging it or selling it immediately, by the time somebody sends me, a Bitcoin and says, they owe me $31,000, they send me a Bitcoin's 31,000. I turn around a couple of minutes later to sell it, it could be 32,000. I say, oh, this is terrific. I just made an extra $1,000, and I could turn around a minute or 2 minutes later to sell it, and all of a sudden it's dropped $1,000, and I just lost, my whole profit margin. So definitely. Have to take a look at it. So, Dog Parents Online, I agree they should have charged more for the space flights. I don't know. I think $250,000 I think is a pretty hefty amount of money. For something that lasts for an hour. You're really catering to the ultra wealthy people out there at the prices they're charging and stuff. So, Chris, hey Raja, happy birthday! Thanks for the amazing slap play this week. Quick question: did you ever get your Escalade? If so, what do you think of the GM self-driving? So yes, I did get it in March. They had delays. I actually got the first one in Colorado. I could have flipped it to California for a quick $10,000. They're still in huge demand and back ordered. But yeah, I love the car. They redid the whole thing. Drives terrific, beautiful. Love it a lot. Self-driving is terrific. You don't have to hold the steering wheel. You just look straight ahead. It works amazing. The only thing is it doesn't navigate to addresses, and it only works on highways right now. So where Tesla does have better technology and a little bit more stuff on that, this one just has for the direct driving. But like I said, it's great when you're on a highway and it works, and for 20 minutes. And I love it too in like traffic jams or when traffic's slow, because instead of sitting there having to start and stop and look all around, you just sit back, relax, and let it do its thing. But no, terrific car and everything. Unfortunately, they were under a little heat today because of the Bolt with the fires and stuff. So, definitely be different. Matthew says, Raja, hope you had an awesome birthday, mate. I did. Luckily enough, guys, you're not going to believe this, I'm still 49. Sunday is my official birthday. So, Josh says, what about helium stocks? There's always a helium shortage, but they seem to always catch up with that stuff. So, I haven't really studied them, but definitely, any of that kind of stuff can do well. Richard, I have my only $100,000 in it looking for your opinion. I have my only $100K in it looking for your opinion. Av Point, not familiar with that one. I'll pull it up here for you real quick. I definitely wouldn't put my only $100,000 in one stock only. Unless you know something about it, but obviously today it was down. Don't know what price you're into it at, don't know anything about it, but I will say this, obviously it's at its all-time lows, so unless you just got into it, maybe this will bounce up, but it doesn't look very promising if you look at, if you look at the chart, it looks like this was like a $10 stock that, spiked up with the meme stocks around then and has come back down. I think it's got a lot of support, probably around this $9 range, because $9-10 looks like where it was at previously, but don't know anything about it, and unless you're getting in right here at the bottom, I would definitely tell you to be careful with it. So, Alton, why would that dude that paid $28 million for Bezos' flight back out? They said the dates didn't work. That was interesting. And then the other guy who had the first seed, and obviously the 18-year-old and all that kind of stuff. That's a PR stunt. But it is. I don't know. That was interesting. I mean, if you paid $28 million for something and you're not going to do it, or you backed out of it, it means a couple of things. One, you're a billionaire. You have more money than God, and you don't know what to do with it. Or maybe nobody did pay 28 million. Maybe Bezos bought it for 28 million, and that's why they won't disclose who bought it. I just find it weird. Who buys something for 28 million dollars, doesn't want publicity, or gives it away? I don't know. I mean, something is very weird. For 28 million dollars, they would have probably given him the whole ride. He could have had the whole rocket for 4 for himself. And honestly, I don't even know how many their rocket hold. I know what Virgin's rocket had the 2 and 4 passengers. So I have no clue, but that is, just insane. So, but hey guys, that's what I got for you. Wishing everyone best of luck tomorrow in the market. I hope you guys have a terrific day, my money makers. Hopefully, maybe we could turn this one around. I'm going to nail this. If CCIV can get going and we get this puppy up, it's going to be massive. And we'll hedge it every week for the next 8 weeks. That's why I went out so far. I'll buy more tomorrow if it drops. We'll keep averaging it down, but it's going to come back. I'm not worried about it. It looks good. We wrote it out before, and we made a couple of million. Unfortunately, then we made a couple of bad plays with AMC and CLOV, but we'll clean it all up. We'll get it all back, and we will skyrocket again. Never give up, and also never play in the markets or gamble with what you don't want to lose. But hey, guys, that's what I got for you. This is Raja Makes Money. I'll see everybody tomorrow, same time, same place. Take care and have a great rest.